In the studios of WNTI with me this morning on Contours, I have John Hampilos, and he is from Little Brook Nursing and Convalescent Home, and they are in Hunterdon County, in Califon to be exact. And every so often, John comes to join us here in the studios to talk about adult needs, your senior care focus. And he also puts out a great newsletter every so often concerning these issues and needs. And two of the items we're going to talk about today, you may find of interest for maybe not yourself, but maybe a loved one in your family or a neighbor. So welcome back to WNTI, John.
Thank you, Melanie. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is the criteria for evaluating a skilled nursing home. And also later on, we'll talk about adult daycare. But let's talk about nursing homes first. Where would you like to start? So today we're going to talk about the criteria for evaluating a skilled nursing home. Adult care, senior care is a topic and a subject that's really growing. Our population is aging. We're living longer. We're living better lives, better quality of life. But that sometimes there comes a time where you do have to go into a skilled nursing home, or even if it's just temporarily when you're rehabilitating from a surgery or a break in a bone or something. So how do you even pick? What do you do?
Well, it really is a trying process. And usually it's a process that's very hurried, unfortunately. When a senior enters a hospital, for example, the family may be told a day, maybe 2 days before, that the resident is being discharged to a licensed skilled nursing home. And that leaves the family or the power of attorney scrambling, within 24 or 48 hours to make contact with nursing homes and then to make a determination as to which one best suits the needs of the future resident or the patient. And it's unfortunate, but that's just the reality. And even though hospitals have social workers who are great in providing information, there's such a plethora of information out there and resources that it can become very overwhelming. And I wanted to distinguish between resources or sources that are reliable and credible and those that may not be so. And in the last moments, in the last 24 or 48 hours of trying to find a place, people may be forced to turn to technology to make that determination. And I offer a warning against that, because
pictures on a website are not always what it's like when you get there in person.
Yes, they don't represent the care, the smells, the looks, everything that goes along with skilled nursing care. And, we shouldn't let, in my opinion, the convenience of technology substitute for the personal due diligence and talking with real people. And so, although there are many, many television referral services online these days and internet review sites as well, we caution against them. They're helpful, they're interesting, maybe for just directing someone to some of the options or facilities that are in the area, but that is probably it. The best and most credible and reliable resources that someone can turn to within that 24 to 48 hour period is first, personal recommendations.
Yeah.
Of references whose loved ones have been cared for by the skilled nursing homes that one is considering. And this would mean friends, physicians of the residents who are in the facilities, parishioners, people who have direct interfacing and experience with these facilities. Because you're right, what you see online and what you hear on TV may not be truly reflective of the type of facility that your loved one deserves. And so we recommend highly that you seek out the personal recommendations. Ask the facilities, visit at least 3 facilities in the area. Ask the facility's administrator or admissions personnel for references. And they should be more than happy to provide those to you. And if not, then we recommend you shy away from that facility.
There's something wrong if you can't get recommendations from any place.
Exactly. From any place. It doesn't matter if it's a nursing home or, an automobile repair shop. But, personal references are critical. And then the second criterion, which is as equally important as the first one, is to make on-site visits. Usually these facilities will be within a 20-mile radius of your home, and it's easy to make an appointment, stop on in, meet the administrator, the director of nursing, maybe the activities director, and even the chef in the kitchen. Get to know them, see what they're cooking in the kitchen. Do they make meals freshly prepared, or are they brought in from some third party like Cisco or some other purveyor of processed foods, which are not bad, but typically residents in a nursing home have specific dietary requirements: low sugar, low salt, low cholesterol, additional protein, less protein, etc. And so meals should be tailored to the resident. Meet with the activities director. What do they do during the day? Are residents just put in front of a television set all day long in their wheelchairs or in a couch or something? Or are there other activities? Does the local church or local worship come in and talk to the residents about activities that are happening in the community? Are there Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts who come in as part of their duties and requirements that spend time with seniors? Do other types of organizations come in and, for example, the library, bring in books and videotapes for the residents? Ask the activities director. Talk obviously to the admissions director about all the logistics and issues surrounding about bringing in a new resident. And also, more importantly, and equally importantly, not more importantly, equally importantly, is the director of nursing. Speak with him or her about their staff. Meet some of the staff. Meet the nurses. Meet the people who give direct care, the certified nurses aides on staff, and talk to them. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the sparkling foyer chandelier or the synthetically perfumed air or the kind of scores that or visuals that are put on the internet that are important. It's actually what you see, smell, and hear from the facility itself. And I also suggest that aside from scheduled visits, try an impromptu meeting, a surprise visit, so that everything's not set, for you the day before or the day of. Go in, take a look, just drop in and say, I was in the area, I wanted to stop by and follow up on something, and see how the facility operates on a surprise visit like that.
We're speaking today to John Hampilos. He is from Little Brook Nursing and Convalescent Center in Califon, and occasionally John comes in to give us some helpful hints and good tips about how to take care of the seniors in your life. And even if you don't have a senior in your life, you may have a friend or relative that does and is looking for some guidance. And, we try to give you some valuable information here on Contours that has to do with that. Now, we're talking today about the criteria for evaluating a skilled nursing home. And as you said, sometimes you only get 24 or 48 hours notice from the hospital staff that, okay, your loved one's being discharged, find a place for them, and you can't take them home because you don't have the skills to take care of them. So we're trying to ease your mind a little bit on how to pick some place. Is it wise to have a skilled facility in mind even before an incident happens?
Sure, absolutely. And we have many, many people from the community. We're located in Califon, New Jersey, in northern Hunterdon County. And we have people from Warren County and Morris County and obviously Hunterdon County call us or come in and ask for visits in advance, anticipating potential needs for themselves, and even their loved ones sometime in the future. It could be a month from now, it could be 2 years from now. But it's always a good idea to visit these facilities, meet the admissions officer, take an application, and put your name in queue, because typically there is a waiting list in nursing homes. And if you have an application on file, it really is to your advantage. You may never, ever need to use it, and hopefully you won't. But if you do, it's always a good idea to have an application on file. At Little Brook Nursing Home, we don't require any deposits, financial deposits or commitments, upfront commitments. All that we require is that you complete an application. It's 3 pages long. It ask the basic information, name, age, etc., and then submit that and have it on file. And while you're there, you may want to ask certain questions as part of the tour. We have a website, littlebrooknursingHome.com, just the way it's spelled out, no spaces, littlebrooknursingHome.com, which we provide a checklist. It's a very lengthy checklist, but one that if the nursing home is serious about your loved one coming into that facility, these are questions that should be asked and answered in advance. But I'll give you just a brief top line of what kind of questions you might ask when you're at the facility, at any facility. One is to look at and to speak to the staff about the skilled staff. Do they have licensed, certified staff to provide skilled services that may be required of your loved one? And by that, are they state certified? Most nursing home facilities that are licensed, skilled nursing home facilities should have certified licensed staff, whether it's the geriatric physician, the nurses, even the certified nurses' aides. They even put the word certified as part of the nurses' aides on there, and other professionals on staff as well, including the administrator, by the way. Is the staff, as you're there observing, is the staff responsive, in caring? How are they treating the residents who are there already? Are they listening out for emergency, situations or needs? Talk to the residents themselves and see how they feel about living there also, and whether the staff is responsive to their needs. The food. I mentioned earlier that food is very important because everybody has different dietary requirements, but importantly too, does the food look appetizing when it's being served, breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Would you eat it? You may even ask for a sample of it. Try it. It'll tell you a lot about how much care and love is put into the food itself. Activities. We mentioned the activities director. Ask, and maybe sit around and look at the activities that take place. Are they mentally stimulating and targeted and tailored to your loved one's needs and, personal interests? The environment. Find out if it's conducive to their needs and safety, health, and comfort levels as well. What's the temperature? Does the air smell good? Are the facilities clean? Cleanliness. Go out and observe the residents. See, are they dressed well? Are their clothes clean? Personal hygiene, is it, really what you would expect of them for your loved one? The facility. Is the facility a multi-story complex, which makes it very difficult for residents to traverse? Or is it a single-story facility, which is much easier for them to go, for example, from their room to the living room or dining room or the kitchen facilities or other areas, the bathrooms, etc.? That's very important. Location. Is the location of the facility away from trafficked areas where there's a lot of noise pollution and air pollution and just light pollution? People, seniors at this age have worked very long, in their life, and they deserve the, safety and the comfort and the environment that's going to allow them to lead peaceful lives. And last, as I mentioned before, talk to the residents' families, members who may be there visiting that day that you're visiting, and ask them as additional referral source what they like, what they don't like, why they came to the facility, what other facilities they checked out before they selected the one that they're in, etc. And these are just a few of the questions and directions that I can offer right now, but we refer everyone back to the website, littlebrooknursingHome.com, and it's under the tab at the top of the page called Checklist, Kailash Checklist.
Nice. And John, you always have such great information for us, and all the things you're talking about. I mean, personally, I've never had to assist with picking a nursing home or a nursing facility for a loved one, but I know, from other phases in my life when I've gone to visit other friends who have relatives in a nursing home. And then when my daughters danced, their dance group would go several times a year to the different nursing homes and perform. And so I understand what you mean about it being important that they're getting activities and they're getting stimulated with their minds and whatnot. It's not always all about bingo.
Correct.
Or-
Absolutely.
And I can remember going to one nursing home every year with my daughters, that when they were dancing there, and there was this one woman that just couldn't wait for the clog dancers to get there, because that's what she used to do when she was younger.
Wow.
And it was her, she would just light up. She was a teenager all over again.
Sure, that's so
This
special.
woman. Yeah, it was very special. So just those little things, you never know what's going to spark the interest of someone.
That's right, and that's why it's important to have diverse activities, diverse, food being served. It can't be, cheese and macaroni every night for dinner.
Right. I mean,
it's got to be different.
Yeah.
Different mix. Ask to see the menu. The chef should have a menu, not just for the day, but for the entire month, and see how diverse the meals are, and ask them if they make food from scratch. We at Little Brook have a chef, Brita Smith, who prepares meals from scratch. Vegetables, if it's in season, are fresh. Fruits as well. Meats, different. Chicken, beef, pork, fish on Fridays usually. But, it should be diverse and mixed.
Yeah.
It should also, more importantly, be tailored. Low salt, low sugar, low cholesterol, low protein, higher protein, lower starches, etc. So these are really, really important questions and matters for each and every resident. Every resident is special and different. And whether they like, clog dancing, or they like, cheeseburgers, or they like to watch, classic movies, that should be available to them. And yes, bingo's, really fun. The residents love
sure.
bingo, and we have bingo on schedule as well, because they love to win prizes. But they also should have access to televisions in their rooms, videos and movies in general, areas, whether in the dining room or the living room, music, whether it's live or recorded. We have little, bands that come in. We have church groups that, from choirs that come in and play and sing for us. We have solo professionals who, do charitable work and come in. It's really important that they hear some of the newer songs and all the oldies as well.
Mm-hmm. When one of my aunts, who passed away many years ago now, but she was in a nursing home up in the Scranton, Pennsylvania area, and being from Polish descent, and my aunt was actually born in Poland before she came here, and when she was in the nursing home, what she loved to do the most was, a few times a month, she would go into the kitchen and make pierogi with the kitchen staff.
Oh, yeah.
and gołąbki and all that, and it was that she just did it her whole life and looked forward to doing it, and they welcomed her, and they're like, show us how to make pierogi.
Sure. It's wonderful for her and for the entire staff and the residents in the facility. And we always ask residents at Little Brook what they prefer, and sometimes residents may not want to have meatloaf and potatoes. They may prefer to have maybe a slice of pizza or a sandwich or some other meal, which is always, tailored and provided to them. Everybody is different, like I said, and, one size doesn't fit all. One meal doesn't fit all. It's important that everybody who comes into Little Brook has, enjoys their golden years. They've lived very long years, as I mentioned, and they deserve this. They deserve the peace, the happiness, the dignity, the comfort, the safety, and good health that we can provide, can provide. It's the best thing that we could do for a senior citizen when they reach that point in their lives.
Well, John, thank you very much for all the great information once again.
You're welcome.
And one last time, let the folks know the website at Little Brook.
It's littlebrooknursingHome.com, and Little Brook Nursing and Convalescent Home is located in Califon, New Jersey.
Thank you very much.